Sometimes when other agents talk, we can discount the advice they say because sure, they can do it because of all the things that they've done and all of those. So I wanted to try to maybe synthesize what I gleaned from Fred's awesome part and Larry's as well. The first note I wrote down was we get our standards, we don't get our goals.
Nice. Love
So
it.
show up to the meeting already deciding what are we willing to settle for. So when the client asks, can you do it for X? You've already made that decision,
Hmm?
because one of the first things about objection handling is they'll ask the question because it's their job to. It's the consumer's job to try to get the lowest price possible. That's the beauty of the free market. And one of the things they first look for is, did that question shake us? Because they're looking for strength in that moment. And guaranteed, Fred shows up already have decided what he's willing to do. And if they ask him and he says, no, do you have any other questions? He'll say it with that authority as opposed to the agent who sits there and thinks and looks off in the distance and goes, I'd prefer not to. You know what I'm saying? Second note, we have to be undeniably great at what we do, whether that be in a geographical area or just in generality, where they want and need to list their home with you. One of my favorite phrases in that respect is, "I'm not the cheapest, but I'm the best," which makes me the cheapest because the person who's the best at what they do provides that best result. So even though you might pay them a little more in the long run, it's cheapest. Another one, sales at its core level is the transference of energy or emotion. And you cannot transfer what you do not have of yourself. So sometimes we try to be confident, but if you're second guessing yourself, it's going to come across as that. And to Larry's point, he said the next script he learns is the first script he learns, because the script has helped refine his communication and how he transfers that emotion. But without that confidence itself, the script doesn't matter. So the challenge is, how well do we believe in not just the script, but as ourselves? Because that was the fourth. Confidence is ultimately the core belief in yourself, but not just in the script, but also in who we are as people. And I think sometimes what I've noticed with newer agents specifically, or agents who are in a slump, like an athlete, right? You don't forget how to swing the bat when you're in a slump. You just stop believing in your ability to connect. The question is, how much do you actually value yourself, truly value yourself? You have to decide that before they ask you that question, because if you haven't decided that, you're going to second guess every single thing you just spent an hour talking about. And you're going to say, sure, I'll do it for 2% or whatnot. The last one, when we talk about self confidence, I view self confidence as self trust. How much do you trust in yourself? And that's built, sometimes we think, oh, I'm not a confident person. That it's a skill. It's not an ingrained thing. So that's built by keeping promises to yourself, no matter how small, whether that be in fitness, whether that be in business, whether that be in all of these little things. These small promises that we either keep or we don't, either build or subtract from our own self-trust. And to remember that Fred and Larry and all these top producers that are on here, all of these people are regular people who've just worked their freaking butt off, and their confidence has built so that way they have that belief behind what they say. So don't think that a Fred or a Larry or any of these awesome people are anybody different than you, other than people who have committed, put the time in, and they know that they trust themselves that they will accomplish what they say they will when they're saying it. It's not just a script. It's not just lip service. There's experience and there's trust behind it. So that way the client feels it and they go, yeah, that's the person I want to represent me.